Well, hello again, all my fluid art friends. I was not happy with the way this painting turned out the other day, so I'm going to try to redo it again, and this time I'm going to make sure that I use enough red to coat the whole thing, okay? And then I'm going to mix the other three colors up too with the different micas. And I don't know how I'm going to embellish it, but it still has to be embellished after that. But I will show you what it looks like when I figure out what I'm going to embellish it with. Okay, so I'm using the last of my Pro Marine finally. I mean, for some reason I still got more hardener than I do resin. Maybe because the resin is so thick it doesn't come out of the bottle as easy as the hardener. And Pro Marine is a 1-to-1 ratio. I use these cups made by TCP. They've got little ounce markings right here, and I always add the hardener in first, and I pour it up to whatever. If I'm like right now, I made 8 ounces, so because I'm going to do some coasters hopefully too. I poured 4 ounces of hardener in, and then I poured 4 ounces of resin in, and now I am stirring it. I'm scraping the sides, scraping the bottom. You scrape your stick off, and it takes about 2 to 3 minutes for the resin and hardener to mix. You'll know it's mixed. Don't worry about the bubbles, but when it gets clear and you don't see little strings in there of unmixed, I guess you could say it's the resin that's really looking like strings. If you don't see the strings in there, then you're fine. Okay, let me put these cups in here. Oh, and I forgot to do what I usually do on every video. I show my little 2 cups, and just a little inside joke with a friend of mine. Okay, let's see here. And it looks like it's mixed enough. Now I want more red than I had last time, so I'm making up more red. And that's going to be a color. That's going to be a color. And I did the backwards thing. I should have put the powders in first, but I didn't. So when you add your mica powders to this, you got to make sure that you stir it slowly at first so it doesn't poof out. I call that, because it's such a sparkly poof of air, I call them unicorn farts. I don't know how many people would take offense to that, but that's just my little nickname for them. Just like when I show people the little trick about blow the dust boogers out of your air gun before you use it on your piece, so you don't blow the dust boogers onto your piece. I don't know. I used to call them dust bunnies, but somebody said they look like dust boogers. Or dust boogers, so I said, okay, I'm going to start calling them dust boogers. I don't think there's anybody else. I already shook this up. I'm just opening it to get it open. Okay, now I need a stick. I'll stir it just to be sure. You don't want to put too much color in, but you don't want to, you know, because this is oil based, this is the, still almost spilled it. See, I can be so clumsy sometimes. Okay, let me get this guy mixed up. I've already sanded it and wiped it off with alcohol. Only reason you sand it, well, I had a couple little blemishes that I wanted to get rid of, but you sand it down with some 220, and then if you need to, you do some 400. It gives it like a tooth. So the new resin has something to grab onto. Okay, now, like I did yesterday, hopefully I can do this with just one stick. I am mixing some purple. Okay, I'm having a hard time while I'm holding on to two of them. Okay, I am mixing some purple into this cup, wiping off the little excess powder, but then I'm going to use the other side to add a little bit of black to give it a deeper shade. Don't need that much black. Okay, there's that color. Now, if you watched the video from the other day, I had to do I had to pick 4 of the 5 colors that were in the in this one color palette, and I could only use those 4 colors. Okay, let me turn this around, and this yellow wasn't bright enough, so I wanted to add a little bit of white, and there it just poofed out of the cup. Okay, that's good. Okay, and the green was a little bit too bright, so I had decided to add this green, which is the green apple. I'll list all the colors below. I listed them the other day too. Okay, and now I'm going to add this olive green, or olive grove. Everybody's got to come up with such fancy names on these. Okay, and I don't want to use the same end of the stick. Okay, there we go. Now, I got mica all over my fingers. Hey, such is the life of an artist. You're always going to find color in places it doesn't belong. Okay, when you put your mica powders in, you want to stir slow at first, okay? You don't want to have it poof back in your face, because it's not good to breathe. That's why I'm sitting back here and I'm mixing it over here. I'm scraping out the stick in case any of it's stuck to the stick, because you don't want it stuck to the stick. And this came out to a darker purple, which is what I wanted. Now let's see if I can get this bananas flambe is what they called it. Let me see if this white makes it lighter, because I don't want the banana color. I want it to be a brighter yellow. See, I didn't go to art school, so I am taking a guess as to what I should add to a color. And this is turning out to be a brighter yellow, so now I got most of the powder mixed in, so now I can stir like a mad woman. Although I'm not a mad woman, but that's what I call myself when I'm stirring this fast. Still want to scrape out the stick. Don't want to scrape it into your lap like I just did. I just had a drop fall into my lap. I got my apron on today, thank God. Okay, now stir it slowly. These are the 2 greens. Okay, until you see it's mixed up. And then see, that makes how do I put it? A little bit of a brighter olive, okay? Which is the way, when I looked at the color, that's the way I took it. Okay, now let's put our red base tint down after we clean off our gloves of the powders that we have on there, because we don't want to get them in the red. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do, I've already sanded it and put alcohol on it. So now I'm going to put my red base tint down. The reason I'm using this red is because it sells up pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to do swipes or if I'm going to just blow, but I want to make sure that I have enough red. So this is what I'm doing. Let me put that down for a minute. Put that in the dirty stick cup. Yeah, I have a cup over here now for dirty sticks. Oh, that's about all I'm going to get out of it. Okay, so now let me heat it up. Just to get rid of some of the air bubbles and to give it a little bit of heat so it's a little bit easier to push. Okay, now I'm going to push it out to the edge. Try not to go over the edge. I mean, if it does, it's not a great loss, but you want to keep all your resin for right now on here. It'll eventually go off the edge if you blow it with the heat gun hard enough, or if you do a swipe, it might swipe it over the edge, and of course if you tilt, it'll go over the edge. So, but right now you don't want to push it over the edge. Getting it a little bit more centered on my little spray caps that I use. That's a good tip for those of you that don't know this. Any spray cans that you get, keep the caps and use them as your little supports underneath things. Okay, there we go. Now, let me get rid of the bubbles one more time. I see more bubbles in there. I don't need the high air. Come on. I don't know if you can see the bubbles. Well, no, you can't really. And yeah, I know there's a lot of glare, and I've got to figure this out. I have got to figure this out, what I'm going to do about my lights. Okay, these packets are right behind my painting. Let me move them over because they're getting hit with the heat when I blow in that direction, and I don't need that. Okay, now I think I'm just going to do a line there. Yeah, I know I'm going to have a lot more resin left over. A line there. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swipe inward as I'm going over each color. I don't know how that's going to work, but we will find out. Because I hate just swiping in one direction all the time. Okay, first thing you want to do before you swipe is you do want to pass your heat gun over the new resin you just put down, just to heat it up a little bit. Not so much to get rid of air bubbles, but to heat it up a little bit. So when you swipe, it'll swipe easier. That's how I want to put it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to swipe towards the middle, but I'm also going to try to get it towards one of the colors. You want to get the edge of your paper down. About a pencil width. Whoops. I didn't want to swipe that off. Okay. I'm going to try swiping this just a little bit more. I don't know what kind of cells I'm going to get, so let's give it some heat and see if I get any cells. I want this resin right here to level out a little bit. I am much happier with this one than the way it was before. I think before, because I couldn't do that kiss in there, is why I added too much resin on there, and I think that's what the problem was. And I got some cells. I'm pretty happy with it. See, the thing that was given to me in the challenge was you can't use any black, white, or silver or gold. You have to use you have to use 4 of the 5 colors that showed in the picture. And I will try to superimpose a snippet of the colors next to this if I do a picture of it at the end. Okay, I do have quite a few colors left over, so I'm gonna say that this one is done. I don't know what that is right there, so tweezer time. I don't know if it was a bubble or what, but I'm very, very happy with this one. So I'm going to put this little guy over to the side, and I'll leave the camera going because this one didn't take that long. Where can I put it at? Whew. You ever notice how you run out of room? Okay. I'm going to have to leave it right here because I have no room on the tray. So I'm going to just pull this up. I'm going to get 4 more lids out and 4 coasters. And I'm just going to do my coasters right here in a row. And then once I take my gloves off, then I will be able to clean off another tray somewhere, so I can do my put these in the dust-free zone. Okay, let's see, and ignore my phone. I forgot to turn the notifications down or off or whatever, and it's been making little weird noises. Okay, now I want to get that back some more. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Wait a minute, I can do this. I can move this guy over some more, and I can put my coasters, because the front of this table for some reason is lower than the back of it. It tilts this way, but I have a better chance when the farther back they are. So let me see if you can still see. You can see most of it, and I apologize about that. Okay, I want to get my cups, because I know I'm going to end up using my heat gun too. Okay, I have no more red, but I'm going to work with just these colors. I don't know if I'm going to get any cell action because none of these. I might. I mean, you never know. Okay, there's the last of the purple. I don't want the yellow next to the purple. For some reason, that makes a really, really weird color combination. So I'm going to put some of the green right here. Just going to do the 3 colors on each coaster and see what we get. Okay, there's the last of the green. Now, I can feel it starting to get warm. There it goes. It doesn't have a long working time. So, let me just get the yellow on here. If I don't use it all, oh well, big whoop. Because I was wanting to use this up and get rid of it anyway. It's a cheaper resin, and I just don't like how short of a working time it has. Okay, now let me wipe off my gloves, turn on my gun, get it over to the edge. I probably could have used my finger to do that, but it's so close to the edge that I can just use my heat gun to blow it over. Sorry, I'm concentrating because I know I gotta get this done before it sets up. Because you only have so much of a working time with Pro-Marine, which is why I won't ever buy Pro-Marine again. I've gotten spoiled by how long my working time is with my art resin. See if I can get any type of cells out of this. I doubt it, but I'm trying. Come on, give me some cells, baby cells. I don't care. Just give me something. Jeez. Be nice. Okay, you know what? That's about all I'm gonna get. Tweezers. I had my tweezers out. Oh, I put them back already. Because I don't know what that is, but whatever it is, it doesn't belong. So, we're going to call these guys done too, because it's not going to work for much longer. Well, it'll tilt a little bit. It'll tilt a little bit. That's good. Just want to get a little bit of movement out of it. Oh, these tiles are hot. I had way too much heat on them. That might be why I didn't get cells. There's your tip for the day. If you're trying to get cells, don't use a lot of heat, because your heat can also blow your cells out. So, I'm going to call this whole thing done. I'm absolutely happy with this one today. Okay, it's much better than the one I did the other day. Okay, as soon as I get my, well, I'm going to just pull another tray out and see what I can take off. Oh, I got to finish up some of those things that are in there. I love what this one did right here. Okay, first, let me give you a close-up of this. Now, I apologize for the light. Oh. And then this one right here has got the I like the, I don't know what that yellow and green is. Ah! I don't believe I just did that. Got to be careful when you're handling one thing over another. Okay, so and then I just got my finger on the other side. Okay, that's how to mess up a really good painting. Grip something on it. So, I'll just do some pictures. I'll do some pictures and I'll put them up at the end of the video, close-ups of what I've got, okay? So, I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate you all coming into my house and watching me do art. I hope you learned something. And all I can say is, I love the resin right out of you guys. I really do. I am having to stand over because of my, oh, there we go. Because of the way my camera is. Oh, I wish these allergies would go away. That's why you hear me sniffle all the time. I got allergies and I'm a smoker. Anyway, so, thank you all for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Love the resin right out of you. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.